All right, I get it. And you waited long enough, I guess. SSL Fusion. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day and stay safe out there. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on ProMix Academy. A brand new one, Mixing and Mastering Modern Rock, is out there right now. Free plugins, discounts, and all of that. If the videos are helping you, you want to support the channel and access to exclusive content like members only posts, videos, live chats, live streams, and have mix consultations with me via Skype or email, click the join button down here and see all the perks of becoming a MixbusTv member. Let's get to the video. The latest piece of gear landing on my desk, it took center stage right there in front of me. Is it that good? Yeah, it actually is. The cat is kind of out of the box already because I released a few days ago an excerpt from my new mixing course, part of the mastering stage. In that clip, you can see the Fusion in action already because I used for that mix and for that mastering. That's just the clip. You don't see everything I did with the Fusion. And of course, everybody asked for a full review, so let's get to it. Now, for those who are not familiar with the solid-state logic Fusion, what is this unit? This is a high-end 2-bus mix and mastering processor. It has several modules on board, so first thing, let's take a look at the front panel and controls. From left to right, we have an input trim to adjust the level of the incoming signal. You can turn it down by 12 dB or up by 12 dB. It's fully variable. There is one dent, a unity gain at 0. On top of it, we have an overload LED that blinks red when your signal is too high coming into the unit. Then we have an HPF filter off 30, 40, and 50. Then the first stage of saturation, we have the vintage drive with two controls, drive and density. All these knobs are fully variable. In and out, you can bypass each and every section independently, or you can bypass the whole unit. Next to the vintage drive, we have the Violet EQ, which is a 2-band EQ, an old design of SSL, similar to Pultec, so is a broadband equalizer. We have lows, minus, and +9 with a dent at 0, a unity. And we have 30, 50, 70, 90 for the low-end frequency selection, and 8, 12, 16, and 20 for the high frequencies. Then we have the high frequency compressor with a threshold and a crossover. So this one sets your corner frequency from 20 to 3K, fully variable, and the threshold is self-explanatory. You have a LED here that changes color according to how hard you're hitting the high frequency compressor. This module is absolutely great. It sounds great. It smooths material in a very, very musical and natural way. Next, we have another one of my favorites, the stereo image. We have two knobs, space, -12 and +12 with a dent at the 0, a unity, and width, -6, +6. The width, of course, enhances the stereo field of a material, mix, stereo synths, stereo guitars, anything, because this is a 2-bus processor, but you can really use it on everything. I know studios that have multiple SSL Fusions to use it on, not just on the 2-bus on the mix, but also on individual tracks or groups. The space does something really particular. It's hard to explain. You will hear it in action. It does something in the low-mid region of the material and it enhances it. You spread it out. It gives really more depth. Then we have the transformers. Again, another stage of enrichment, more harmonic content, more push, more grit. This is a lot more subtle than the vintage drive, for example, which you can dose with the two knobs. The transformer is a little more subtle, is a completely different collection of harmonics added, and how much it works, how much sauce you can get out of it, really depends on how hard you hit the machine. Hence, here you have an output trim, so if you want more distortion overall, you can boost the signal going in and you will get a little more transformer sound. Of course, keep in mind gain staging, always level match, and most important, pay attention that you're not clipping here. All right, another very welcome feature of this unit is the insert button. Okay, so you can insert any machine. Usually you would want a stereo compressor in it. Makes sense if you have it on the 2-bus, but you can insert a full parametric EQ, you can insert another saturator, you can insert anything you want. And also, if you keep the insert button pressed, you engage a mid-side matrix. And whatever unit you have, if you have a stereo compressor, now it will work in mid-side. Same for EQ, same for everything else. Also, we have a pre-EQ button that changes the routing and puts your insert before the EQ. So if you have a compressor, for example, you can decide where to put it, pre or post the violet EQ. Another great function to have on board. Last one, we have a LED meter here that tells you your level and a general bypass for the whole unit. So remember, you can activate and bypass individual sections, or you can bypass the whole thing. Without further ado, let's hear how it sounds on several different mixes.
Tonight, we riding out tonight. Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is tainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. Feel like I gotta watch my back, I'm in danger. Used to be homie, some changed up, hard working, now they say look, just caked up. I made up my mind, I gotta get the bag. Shorty, I am not the one, so don't you get attached. And where I am from, it's like we never had. So if I gotta split, then I get the better half. And I just paint the picture, and I ain't never rap. Got my mind on my money, money on my mind, and these streets kinda funny. So I hang on to that line, and my wrist looking lovely, but girl, you can't get my time, because time equal money is too easy to decide. I'm hungrier than ever, you could see it in my eyes. I'm hotter than the weather when it's beaming in July, but this shit make it better, bitch, I'm freezing in Dubai. I'm all about my cheddar, but no rats in my circle. Try to see the good, but the good got it worse. Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is tainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. I still remember I was younger, my stomach growling from hunger. No food in the fridge, my mother grinding for supper. In my city where your future look gritty, and streets got potholes, compliments deceiving. They plotting cause they don't got those. Some days I couldn't cope, felt like my back against the rope, but I had hope to find a way and stay afloat. No assistance, now times is different. Marble counters all in my kitchen, it got real this year. Convos hit different when they with millionaires. A million ears, I bet they still wouldn't listen. A million stares, they couldn't rocky my prism, but still they there. I keep it near, cause I'll be damned if I'm slipping. I got a plan and it's in need of me here, for real. Look, I'm taking act. Tonight, we riding out tonight. Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is tainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. Feel like I gotta watch my back, I'm in danger. Used to be homie, some changed up, hard working, now they say look, just caked up. I made up my mind, I gotta get the bag. Shorty, I am not the one, so don't you get attached. And where I am from, it's like we never had. So if I gotta split, then I get the better half. And I just paint the picture, and I ain't never rap. Got my mind on my money, money on my mind, and these streets kinda funny. So I hang on to that line, and my wrist looking lovely, but girl, you can't get my time, because time equal money is too easy to decide. But I won't care at all. What is less you made? What is truth you claim? Wanna force me to obey to you, but I won't care at all. That's what you made, it's a mess.
So this was the solid state Logic Fusion. What else can I say? This thing is pretty stupid. I love it. I loved it since the very first day, and the thing that I like the most is that it has a classy sound. The vintage drive is super versatile. You heard it can be very subtle and it can be very pushy, and the fact that you have two knobs, the drives and the density, gives you basically two different tones, two different sets of harmonics and enhancement. You can use them in combination. Of course, they work in synergy, but you can use only one of them. I love the violet EQ. SSL low end is always very focused and tight and very clear. This one is a little bit bigger than what we are used to on the SSL console, and it's perfect for 2-bus. I really like the top end. It became one of my favorite right away. The high frequency compressor is probably one of my favorite modules here because it's so very transparent, and it's one of those things that if you use it correctly, you only hear it when you bypass it, and that says a lot. And in combination with the violet EQ, you can push and pull the two and work them together as you go. The stereo image section with space and width really makes this unit complete for 2-bus processing and mastering. I really like the space because, again, it's one of those things that you notice if you use it conservatively, only when you bypass it, and I really like that. The width really opens up a mix, not like plugins for sure, and the transformer is just that added spice. I love transformer bass gear in general, and you heard it. On some material is more noticeable than on other. It can be very subtle, but you can also adjust the input and output to hit it at the level that you want. So this machine is very well done, very well designed. The insert, I didn't use the insert here. I usually have my Dion compressor in insert. The addition of the mid-side encoder decoder on the insert is pretty brilliant, and also the fact that you can put it pre or post EQ. Everything about this unit screams high-end for me. You saw the unboxing video, and my very first reaction, the faceplate is awesome and it's really well built, and the box definitely has a sound. Even if you don't use all the modules on board, I want to say even if you don't use any, it has that SSL imprint that we happen to like, and it's on a million records out there. What else can I say? Well, thanks to SSL and Westlake Pro. I'm gonna put the link if you want to get one of these, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you want to know something about the unit in particular, routing, what could be a possible setup for your studio, anything like that. Check the info box for my new course, Mix and Mastering Modern Rock. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please hit the notification bell. It helps the channel a lot. Stay safe and see you next time.